Hey up everyone, and welcome back to little Stalingrad. It's been a while. The last file you guys saw was 132 and now we're on file 194 and there's about 25 minutes left. But honestly, you haven't missed an awful lot. It's been the same pretty familiar routine: advance to ambush, then use sheer numbers or artillery to build up the fire superiority to destroy the enemy, then advance to ambush again, all the way slowly up through this right hand block to where I'm now a bit stalled. The problem is that if I'm advancing up on my right, it's really difficult to build up the fire superiority, because not only am I pixel trapping coming into a new row of buildings and prepared fields of fire, but GCF has quite sensibly occupied a lot of the big buildings around the square, and because they're in a nice concave arrangement for them, you can put a lot of fire out a lot more quickly than I can. So when my guys go into these buildings, they instantly lose the fire superiority, very sensibly run away again. And seeing as though they've done this a few times now, they're getting a bit sick of it and don't really want to go get shot at again. So really it's a problem for the artillery to solve. But there's so many buildings and I don't have enough TRPs hanging around. I can't suppress them all at once. And if I could, I'm doing all the spotting by drone observation, so it's very, very unlikely that I'm going to be able to suppress all of these buildings around here simultaneously. And just to add insult to injury, to even get into the row of houses that I want them to get into, they have to cross this street where they are enfiladed by Russians in this big house here. And again, it's very difficult to suppress, quite difficult to smoke up, and it's in defilade, so it's difficult for my guys to get a good angle on it so I can suppress the bastard. So what I really need to do to advance up on my right, I need to advance up on my left, destroy the enemy in that building. But seeing as though that building is in the objective area where I want to be, I may as well sack off advancing up on the right, except as an insurance policy, and just get some bodies into that building to begin with. All I want to do here, remember, is just get some bodies into the objective where they're going to stay alive and deny the points to GCF. Then I'm going to bomb everything flat with my remaining artillery. But I'm just running into the same problem as I have on my right. If I move forces into that end house to try and build up the fire superiority so that I can actually assault or clear out that building, they get fired on from Russian troops in the square. So we've got a bit of an impasse at the moment where he's taking quite a lot of casualties, I'm taking quite a lot of casualties, we're not really going anywhere, and it's pretty much, I think, going to come down to who breaks first. And given that I'm pretty sure I have more men and I still have a good chunk of my 155mm artillery still hanging around, whereas GCF hasn't dropped any artillery on me for quite a while now, hopefully what I'm going to be able to do is keep the pressure up on him and keep pummeling his troops until they're all dead, they run away, or they're not going to offer serious resistance. I'm almost certain that I can get some bodies into the objective area before the end. The thing that's looming over this for me is actually a sportsmanship issue. In 25 minutes there is going to be an arbitrary end to the scenario, and those circumstances are going to determine who wins or loses. And it would be fairly unsporting for me to spend the next 24 minutes bombing everything in front of that building flat and then having some kind of human wave attack into the objective just so that at least one little American pixel trapper gets in there and stays alive. So I really want to demonstrate that I can get some bodies into the objective area and keep them alive for at least 5 minutes or so, just so it's not a kind of silly forced gamey result. So that's what we're up to now, guys. It's kind of degenerated even further into World War I. So keep you updated and I'll catch you in the next video.